Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Look at what is currently a lot of Ghanaians are talking about, the power situation, before we come to the health concerns and the rest. The NPP held a press conference, and in fact they are pointing fingers at government. They think that the current situation did not just start now. Way beyond January, there's been some power shortages, and in fact they are saying that government still owes the IPP close to the tune of over $500 million, $200 million owed to other fuel suppliers. They think that these are some of the instigators of the current crisis that we're having. I don't know what your perspectives are on this. Ghanaians are demanding for a timetable. They want a schedule, to be able to plan their lives, especially for the businesses that operate using power. What are your indications on all this?
David, in fact, I get fatigued in discussing issues about NPP. I don't know why they still have the audacity to talk of issues of this nature in this country. Instead of them to be apologizing to Ghanaians, to go on their knees, organize pastors, imams, and traditional bodies to apologize on their behalf. They still have the right to organize press conferences and talk about issues of this nature. That's why I'm saying they still don't understand why they got 38%. Because these things that they are talking of all culminated to Ghanaians voting them out completely. You remember their minister, the Minister of Energy then, told Ghanaians that if you are looking for timetable, go and design your own timetable.
Yeah.
They said it. It's life there.
Yeah.
Has our minister said Ghanaians should go and draw their own timetable? Our minister came out, held press conference on Tuesday, and spoke sense. In fact, he spoke sense to NPP leaders, and made them to understand the situation we found ourselves. The situation we had before the fire at the Akusumbo, where we haven't done so. Where we haven't the issue that we are talking about.
In fact, the power outages were having power outages. Those power outages,
the minister explained it. Those power outages was as a result of the changing of the transformers, those old transformers. Yeah. The president was in the northern region and inspected the new transformers brought for VRA for the northern sector. Your newsmen were there, they covered it. Beautiful ones, nice one, imported to change the landscape of our energy sector. Transformers which has been in existence for over 20 years from them. The load has increased. The community, go and see, people are building, they are expanding. Yeah. So if you look at the transformer that was serving, for instance, in your area now, it's not having problem. Every day it's tripping because the load is too much on it. So government has taken it on upon itself that we will change those transformers, bring in high volume one which can take care of the volume of traffic that we have in the areas. And they are doing this thing. They are changing it. So when they are changing those transformers, you are going to have these intermittent power outages. Of course, that is how I say, if you are going to transform your house from the old to new one, wouldn't you have some difficulties? Because you are going to be cutting up some walls, breaking some walls, and changing, transforming, all this kind of thing. That is what government is doing. So bringing down a whole transformer to replace it with a new one, definitely you are going to have a power outage in your area. Even cut-off, if you go and remove a cut-off and you want to replace it, don't you have a power outage? These are simple engineering, this thing they are doing. It has nothing to do with difficulties of load shedding or those kind of things. No. So government is making this thing to make sure that we have sustainable energy power. It's all over the place and the people can enjoy it. Then you go and then you people who mess up the country completely and stole some of even the transformers that they were supposed to bring in. You remember the issue of the containers. Up till now, the minister is still chasing some of them. And yet they have the audacity to hold press conference and be talking all these kind of things. It has nothing to do with what is. You see, anytime they'll go and bring IPP. You see, the least talk about them, the better. The last time in 2024, when this issue of the IPP came, were we not in this country? Were we not in this country? that they shut up their they shut all their machines, the IPPs, and said they are not going to supply. I still remember the issue of Sinohydro group with them. Now government came in, renegotiated with the IPP, got some money for them, paid part of it. Their debt, if they were going to use ESLA, you remember the ESLA, this thing, energy sector recovery levy. What did they do with it? They went and mortgaged that one for loan as collateral. That's what they did. They used ESLA and go and took money 15 years. What did they use the money for? Did they use it to pay the energy debt? Did they use that to pay the energy debt? None. They collateralized it and took money from it. Where is the money? Why do we still have energy sector debt? Why do we have it? You remember the PDS thing? That's what I'm saying. I see our judicial system is very slow. The process of dealing with this thing is a bit slow because you don't want to lock up an innocent person. That's how our law is designed. You must make sure that the person, he or she has his day in court. And then he has to go through all the process before you can get conviction. You don't just pick somebody on the face of the issues that you are looking at and dump the person in Sawam. Otherwise, we would have dumped all of these guys into Sawam. PDS, don't you see what happened at PDS? The issue of PDS. Attorney General issues, they are still investigating that matter. They are still pursuing the matter to see the way it was designed and how they recklessly used state money and got away with this. But you can't just go and handle them and say, because of PDS, these things happen. Oh yeah, where's a Bongo car? A Black Maria, carry them and go and put them there. You can't do that. You see, our legal system doesn't allow that. And so that is the challenge. And that is why most Ghanaians are angry about we not dealing with these people because of the legal process. They were seeing naked thievery in this country. But you can also, you are tied with the constitution, the processes are there, you have to go through all these things before you now come to conclusion that the person has committed crime against the state. So we are going through that process. Ghanaians should be a bit patient. We'll get to that. That's why they have the audacity to go about doing these press conferences and attacking a minister who is hardworking, who is transforming the energy sector and making sure that we are going to have sustainable power to power our industries and all this kind of thing. And that is what the minister is doing. So please, I know we are doing what is expected of us as a government, and I can assure you, this are just a storm in a teacup. It's not an issue. You see, at Kosombo, the turbines has come to about 2 of them have started working. Okay, even the issue of ECG trying to do power rationing and all this, they stop it because 2 of the turbines have started working. And so if this thing is done, they are working with the other ones to also come upstream. And apart from that, you see, government is mindful of leadership dereliction. That is why Greco officers has us to rule over there. Leadership dereliction. We are mindful about it. And I've been saying it time and again. If you know you are not comfortable working with the NDC government, why not tender in your resignation? Go and rest. Wait for some 20, 30 years. The people that you were comfortable working with, when they shoot, Ghanaians in their wisdom in some 20, 32 years decide to bring you back, then you can go and work with them. Don't be working with a system and think that you can do something and get away with it. We'll get you. We'll get you. Ghanaians gave us a mandate, overwhelming mandate, unprecedented since 1992. It has never happened.
You think the NPP has no point?
Oh, they have no complete
issues that they've raised.
You see, they have held press conferences more than their number in parliament. These, they are 87 or so they are still doing. And I have challenged with the 87 because of our legal system process. Otherwise, these people shouldn't have 87 members in parliament at all. Ghanaians don't want to hear them. They are angry with NPP. If you go to the... Look, I'm from the rural sector. You know, my operational area is the rural areas. I'm always with them. They're angry with them. And I said it in one of your sister stations that These days, people go out with their voter ID cards in their pocket. Should there be any emergency election, they will still prevent NPP from coming. Because their behavior, their activities, and other things. If you make mistake and bring them back, they will look at your face and tell you, go and do your own timetable. They will look at your face and they will tell you, go and do your own timetable.
In the midst of all this,
yes,
there's this talk that anytime the NDC is in power, the country goes through this period of intermittent power cuts. Alongside the line, people also think that what happened at the substation might be a little bit of a sabotage, right? The question that people are currently asking, why is it that anytime the NDC comes into power, we seem to be going through this trajectory?
It's not that anytime NDC comes into power, we always hold the bull by the horn. You see, if you look at His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, his star, he will always want to hold the bull by the horn, face it squarely, and make sure that I leave a legacy that will last for a period of time. That's what he did in 2016. Unfortunately, Ghanaians were not understanding the direction he wanted. Look at how he transformed our educational sector in 2016 by bringing the e-blocks and other thing. It saved us a lot when they brought their free this thing. Without the e-blocks and other thing, where were we going to have infrastructure to house the students? Look at what he was doing at the health sector. Today, go and see UGCM. Go and look at the bank hospital. These rabble roasters came in and started doing propaganda for 8 damn good years. Did they even put up in a better hospital in this country? When they were about leaving, they went and cut short for the Agenda 111. You were leaving office. And you say Agenda 118 and threw money into the field for campaign purposes. People took mobilizations and ran away with it. Now, this president came back and realized the energy sector. For 8 years, they should tell her how many megawatts did they add to the energy this thing. Our population is increasing. At the time they came into office, NPP, in 2017, what was Ghana population then? Today, Ghana population is cruising around 83 million. What are you talking about? You are increasing pressure on your energy sector. You need to do something about it. You need to add more megawatts because people are every day. You say we are now in digitization. In the world, everybody is using gadget. Go to everybody's house. You will see that even people that you think they don't understand internet and its activity, they are using it. My old ladies, another thing, they are not on Facebook every day. They are browsing. They are on TikTok. They are using energy. So all these people, you have to take care of that. They didn't have this vision of knowing that as the population is increasing, your energy sector is going to increase. You need to increase that one to take care of them. So the president came in, saw that you have problems with your transformers. They are old transformers. They have been there 20 years, some 15 years. They are sitting there and every day stripping. It's giving problem with this. And people are putting up factories, industries, and all this kind of thing. Why not we change them? Bring in new ones, sustainable one that can take care of the load. The president is doing it. They've brought in new ones. They are now changing it. While they are changing it, you have these intermittent challenges and all that. Then you go and say doom so. What kind of thing is that? What kind of behavior are we putting up? So you don't want better things. You are driving some rickety car and now I want to bring in some new car, and then that one too is a problem. Have you said that is the challenge we are having now? You see, whilst we are doing this, they think that they can capitalize on it politically and go and say that doom so is. There's no doom so. This is not doom so. Until this fire thing that happened, and then brought down some of the turbines, and it gave us a hell of a problem. But you see, we have a minister who is on top of issue. He knows what he's doing. In fact, Dr. Jinapo, thumbs up. He knows what he's doing. And national security too is helping us a lot in that matter. They are going in, they are investigating. That's why I'm saying that those working, you see, we came and make people in the offices. David, that is my problem. We came into office. You have been working. You are a public servant, civil servant. You are not a politician. You are not a politician. You are there to serve the state. We are politicians. We came in. We brought our manifesto, campaigned vigorously, and Ghanaians accepted us and said, hey, NDC, you can do the job. Take the job. Go and do. We cannot come and say all public and civil servants leave the office. It doesn't work like that. The public service and civil service, they are there. They are government machineries. We will come with our manifesto and say this is how we want to implement the government policies and others. This is the path we want to pass. You sitting there, public servant and civil servant, if you think you have difficulties in what we are bringing, go home. Just go home, pack and go and sit in your house. But you cannot be in that office and then we'll bring our programs and other things, and you are putting impediments into it.
Is that your suspicion?
That is what we are suspecting. If you are not suspecting that, why will the minister ask somebody to step aside? Why would the minister?
They said it's just to do with the procedure.
But that's what I'm saying. We have suspected something. That's why we say they should step aside so that we investigate it and see. Why do we? When you are asked to step aside, what does that mean? There is something that is suspicious that they need to find out. You're sitting in that chair will impede in the investigation. So step aside. Let's investigate the matter first and see. That is what I'm talking about. And I'm saying that, look, we have no problem as a government, NDC, with public servants, and so we have no problem with them. They are fine people, look, very intelligent people. They've worked their way to be directors, chief directors. They are fantastic. I've met a good number of them since we came into office, and they are so fantastic. I've not seen any scintilla of politicking in their head. For them, this is their job. They are doing their job.
Right.
These are fantastic people. But some, in fact, they are just wearing some blue, red, and they are just sitting there, and they are just wolf in sheet clothing.
Right.
These are the people we are talking about. That one there, the NDC government won't agree to this at all. Ghanaians are enjoying. Look at what the big push is doing. They are enjoying. The whole country has been turned to construction site. Are they not happy? David, that is the challenge. So I can show you the energy sector, we are doing something about it. We should watch the minister closely and see the goods he's delivering.
Right.
And I'm telling you, by the end of him installing these new transformers and other things, changing the transformers and the cables, you will see Ghana energy sector will be transformed very soon.
Doctor,
the NDC talks so much and do little.
Okay.
And that's the reason why we are in this situation.
Right.
They should stop these excuses. I remember sometimes, it is because as a result of fuel and all those things. When we ensure that, remember, even the West Africa gas pipeline, what the work the NPP did to ensure, because that time we didn't even have oil. When J. Kufuor discovered oil, it led to the construction of the Atoba gas plant. Today, the NDC is using it. We built Atoba gas plant. You build Atoba gas plant or nothing? It is because oil was found. And definitely if the NPP had retained power, they would have built a gas plant. Indeed, they even started the procurement for a gas plant by Japanese government.
Right.
And for me, I think that it's a serious matter. Maybe they don't understand the situation.
Okay.
Because if you understand the situation that we are, a lies of a minute is so devastating to business, so devastating to social life, so devastating to even health, that you don't joke with it. That's the reason why in NPP we were not joking with the electricity.
Right.
But these people think that, we'll just give you 6 hours of electricity off. It doesn't matter. So it's like they don't even understand the importance of what they are doing. And when Ghanaians cry, then they say, hey. When pastors cry, they say, hey, go to hell. And all those things.
Okay.
Be sober, reflect, and take a strong hold of the situation and solve it. Ghanaians will follow you.
All right. I believe we'll let the matter go to rest. I wouldn't ask any further questions because we need to move on, right? Because I had a lot of questions.
Because there's no question to ask.
Oh, you think
because
so?
Yes,
No, because because of time, I just wanted to assume. But there's these questions that people ask. When do you invest in a sector? Do you have to sit down and let the sector collapse, or you have to be proactive? Maybe, perhaps, that is what the NDC sees.
No,
that we need. Hold on.
Okay.
You need to be proactive. Let's start changing these old transformers. Obviously, it will come with a little bit of difficulty and discomfort, and that's where I agree with Doug that they should have carried the public on that between this period and that period, you are going to change these transformers. These are the rippling effects. Obviously, Ghanaians will understand because you need to improve the power situation.
I disagree that Ghanaians would understand it just because you are communicating. If you are communicating very badly, nobody would understand you.
Badly how? The issue is that you communicate, whether bad or not. The information is sent out there that between June and July, we are going to have power outages.
No.
Yes.
Listen,
you are going to have
this is not the first time we are changing transformers.
So it doesn't matter how what form of communication.
Impression should not be created. As if this is the first time we are changing transformers. We change transformers quietly, all the time.
But in this instance, it's not one, it's not two. We are talking over 2,000 transformers.
We have been doing that. This is not the first time. I'm telling you. It's not the quantum of transformers. All the transformers are not being put one day. You can bring as many transformers as possible, but you know how to do it. Because like I gave you the road example. You know how to manage it so that people will get light and still you change the transformer. You don't come and say that, oh, I'm changing transformers within 1 month. Bear in mind, I mean, that this matter is not also 1 month. It's been going on long time. So for me, I mean, the excuse of transformers should be put in the somewhere. Should put somewhere. It's not an example, a good excuse. Excuse of snake, excuse of akosombo, and all those things. Let's be serious with Ghanaians,
right?
Because the Ghanaians are also very intelligent and they can decipher between good and wrong, good and right, wrong, and whether you are working or not. If you work, let your work do the talk. It's not your talk that will do the work.
Right. Okay.
Let me just make one statement. Governance is generic, but the approaches to governance are diversified. We need to understand that. And I agree with him. This is not the first time transformers are changed. But out of novelty, out of creativity, out of innovation, the information to public would have still been useful. Thank you.
David, I'm saying it. For my brothers, you see, NPP. Where there's no wolf, they will cry wolf. You should expect this from them. Like I said, you should expect this. We have met a problem, huge problem, I told you, very huge problem, very bad transformer. The population is putting a lot of pressure on the existing ones. We want to replace all of them and give you sustainable power, and that one too is a problem to them. See, they have a problem over that. They don't see. As we speak now, the fourth turbine is now active again. The engineers, as soon as we start rolling their heads and brought in the serious ones to work. You see, they've restored the fourth turbine. You see, there's too much distance happening in this country. And I said, we are monitoring them closely. When head started rolling, the fourth turbine is working now. But when we said we were not rolling the head initially, the things were down. That's what I was telling you, that we have a problem in this country. And so when we brought this agenda, the reset agenda, is to reset our mindset.
Right.
First, by resetting our mind, because this is our country. It's Ghana. My brother is enjoying energy in his area, power. Sally, it's my brother. He's having power. That one, he's not praising us. You see, doctor, your area, maybe the transformer, they are working or doing something about it. The turbine that has this in might have affected that. They are restoring it. They'll bring it back. Sure. So that we all enjoy. It's our country, Ghana. Are we not going to enjoy it together?
Well,
when we reduce this thing for them, petroleum prices for them, Sally and his group were all over the country, cruising all over to do their presidential elections and all that. Less presidential election. If we had tightened the knot for them and increased the fuel, whether they could have brought all the people across the country to come and do their presidential
right.
See, these are the things we are talking about. So when the economy is good, it will inure to their benefit. So when we change the transformers and make sure that we have sustainable power, everybody will enjoy. Because it's not only NDC people who are going to be enjoying that.
Right.
Sally raised the issue of honesty. And I think my brother has been able to to push back. And there's sense. Yes, if you enjoy dollar management, then you should at least be ready to understand the what you call Jumso in a relatively short scale, right? So this is the kind of honesty we are talking about. But whether the two politicians will continue to be honest in every aspect of governance is another question.
They will be very honest.
All right.
Just do the work. That's the most important.
They should just do the work.
Just do the
Fix the problem.
Fix the
We
problem.
will fix it. We are going to fix it for them.
All right, okay. Now let's turn our attention to our next issue. We just want to look at a response. If you look at the Ghanaian Times, the church, right, has given, or they are defending their stance on Galamsey. But we want to look at a much broader picture, the involvement of the church in politics, because it's all about politics. When does the church come in, in terms of politics? They have a mandate, right, to, somebody says infringe on the moral status of their followers, right? But sometimes they go beyond that. And I just want to read a little bit of what the Times is talking about, that Catholic bishops defend church stance on Galamsey. It says in the pastoral statement issued yesterday in Accra, the conference said the church cannot remain silent when confronted with social and moral challenges that threatens human dignity and the common good. Okay, so this follows a recent debate that was, triggered by Dr. Mary Ewusi at the back of that conversation. But as I said, the big question we want to ask, when does the church come in? And when we say church, it's not just the building. It's the followers of Christ, right? The body of Christ is what we normally refer to as. So we're not talking about any one denomination. We're lumping all of them together and we're referring that as church. Doc, I want to start with you on this. There's always a striking challenge where to place the church and the states together in unison when it comes to politics. Where does the church, aside the moral stance of the church, leading your followers onto Christ?
PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.